Second Lenience, Malibu Style around them going forward. On the inside, Our Finest Moment. King of Woo is starting to boot up between these two horses. Over on the outside then, State Solicitor being worked on by Hall at the 400 metre mark, and there's no run for King River. The last trio back in the field with New Time, followed by Denora, then Wicked Hunter as they race around the home corner. And Lenience levelled up to Red Publisher, a length and a half to King of Woo. State Solicitor's under pressure. 150 left to go though. Lenience is the leader. State Solicitor wants to lay him, but he's running on. It's Lenience. State Solicitor straightening up. I think he's going to get there. He levels up, grabs the lead, and he's got the prize here, State Solicitor. State Solicitor not overly convincing for a short price favourite, but he got Lenience right on the line. And behind them, either King of Woo or Our Finest Moment for third ahead of Red Publisher, King River. In behind them was Denora, New Time, followed by Malibu Style, and Wicked Hunter trailed them after being very slow to go. State Solicitor, 180, 120, took all of the guile of Peter Hall to get it home. It was 3 deep. It was just being worked onto the corner, and he wanted to lay in a little in the home straight. Hall couldn't do a lot. Then he started to get mobile. Although he had that tendency to want to drift in, he had the measure of Lenience with about 50 to go and asserted his quality on Lenience. King of Woo third, and Our Finest Moment will be fourth in after the running of race number 3. The favourite got there, but not what one would describe as an overly emphatic victory for a $1.80 favourite. Still, he only had to win, and he has delivered. 180, 120. Number 3, State Solicitor, the Nakoni gelding out of Avenida Madeiro. For Bob and Sandra Peters, Grant and Alana Williams, of course, the trainers, and ridden by Peter Hall. Waiting for the second and third placings to come to hand. Second placing will go the way of Lenience, ridden by Brad Parnham for Neville Parnham. And number 10, King of Woo at good odds. Jake Casey third, $7.50. 3, 2 and 10, the numbers. 180, 120, 220, $7.50 here after the running of race number 3. So at the end of it all, just a bit too classy in taking out race number 3. And of course, later on this afternoon, we see the running of the Colonel Reeves and the Dam of State Solicitor. Avenida Madeiro won that race back about 12 years ago. The outstanding mare who really could put in and had the capacity to produce a brilliant finishing run. State Solicitor still learning the craft. He's building up a bit of a record. Half a length and a quarter. Now the margins in 110.66. It's a 34.21 closing sectional. As they return now to the enclosure, let's head back to Adam. And significant enough, Adam, there that Avenida Madeiro won a Colonel Reeves over the short course, a race that will be run later on in the program. And here we've seen State Solicitor win over the 1200 as well this afternoon.
Certainly was a nice performance there by State Solicitor. Bob, I think there would have been a few nervous moments through the run though.
Yes, he was caught wide all the way, wide around the corner, and had a fairly hard run, but finished it off well.
It was always going to be a good test for his class. He went up in weight and gave a horse like Lenience 1.5 kilos, and you mentioned the barrier 11 as well and the way that the race was going to play out. But to get the job done with those negatives just showed his class.
Yes, it was a test for him. We went to this race because it was a bit easier, and the other one, the Colonel Reeves, he would have gone up 18 points, so there was an obvious choice to go this way.
It was a different performance in the end, wasn't it? Almost a workman-like performance all the way up to probably the last 100, 150 when we saw that class really shine in that turn of foot.
Yes, well, in his other races, he's on a decent barrier and been able to sit just behind the speed, and he pulled himself into the races. But today, he had to be made to do it.
You were nominated for the Winter Bottom. Do you continue on that path, or do you now just sit back, take a look at it all and reassess?
We'll have a look at it. He's in the Winter Bottom. Whether he gets a run or not, it'll depend on how many horses come for it.
Just a quick comment on King River, a little bit disappointing on face value?
Yes, looked like it. I'm not sure because I was watching this fella.
Well done, Bob. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bob Peters there, of course, with State Solicitor getting the job done. One man that would have been very relieved when you hop on a $1.70 pot from William Pike is Peter Hall. And Hawley, when you see barrier 11, you know you're going to have to work some magic.
Yeah, well, I said to Bob and Grant that might be like Usain Bolt in the 400 metres. Just draw lane 8 and stay there.
Well, it certainly worked. You managed to get some cover through those early stages. But as I mentioned to Bob there, it just didn't look like the familiar performance we've seen. It was more of a workman class type. And then we saw his class late and you picked up Lenience quite comfortably.
Yeah, look, he's always going to win. There's a nice strong headwind blowing into you from about the 600. So you just need that bit of cover, and he's a big tall boy. You just need to get balanced up. But you know, he was always going to get the money, and I reckon you'll just even see a better horse later on.
On a personal note, mate, you've been so honest with us in previous times when you've been riding Delicacy and Neverland and these types that you know that William Pike's the #1 man. But when he's out and you get the opportunity, how special is it for you, and how much do you enjoy knowing that you are the big player today?
Oh, it's an absolute honour. It's awesome just putting on these colours, and especially for the people that train for Bob, the true professionals. Like even when they've got coming into this time of the year when they got 2 or 3 or 4 runners in a race and Willie Pike is riding and you get on number 2 or number 3, they're all systems go.
Well, it's well deserved, mate. Best of luck for the remainder of the day.
Thank you.
There's Peter Hall, of course, aboard a State Solicitor, which has taken out race number 3 over the 1,200 metres here at Ascot.